Next on 7 News at 10, a murder suspect has been on the run for 3 days. Tonight, the manhunt is over. And the Oscar nominations are in. We'll run down the list.
This is 7 News at 10.
The memorial continues to grow outside a Subway sandwich shop for 2 slain Columbine students. But tonight, there are few clues in the double murder. Good evening, I'm Mitch Jelniker.
And I'm Ann Trujillo. Tonight, police are saying little about the case. Investigators are still searching for a suspect and a motive in the Subway murders. 15-year-old Nicholas Kunselman and his girlfriend, 16-year-old Stephanie Hart, were found early Monday morning in the sandwich shop, shot to death. 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez is back at the crime scene tonight with the latest. Lance?
Investigators, Ann, were back out here for a second day looking for clues, and they're not saying much about what, if anything, they found in here. They weren't the only ones here. There were a number of people who came by to try to express their sympathy the only way they know how. They're leaving cards, letters, and a number of flowers growing on this little strip of land here between Coal Mine Avenue and the parking lot. And those crosses you saw just a few minutes ago, one for each of the victims. On his cross, it says met in life. On her cross, it says bonded in heaven. Now, here's what we do know about the case so far. Today, authorities confirmed that the crime was not captured on the sandwich shop's surveillance camera. Autopsies have been performed on both victims. The Jefferson County coroner, though, is not disclosing the results. The families aren't talking yet. They're very emotional right now. But a spokesperson says that they will hold one funeral ceremony for both victims, that both victims will be buried together. Now, the funeral will be held at Trinity Church in Littleton at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Now, 7 News spoke with a number of past and present employees of the submarine shop. They said that they're not aware that anybody has been disgruntled, any of the past employees, that anybody would have an agenda here. There were a number of those employees, though, that mentioned that the back door to the sub shop has remained open on a number of occasions because of the heat generated by the ovens inside there. So they left the back door open to kind of cool things off. We're not sure, and authorities aren't saying if that back door was found open when they found the victims inside, and if the gunman may have come in the back door. Back to you, Ann.
A lot of questions. Thank you, Lance.
There are. Another unanswered question, why was a 15-year-old boy left to close that Subway store? It's a question that federal and state authorities may investigate in the days ahead.
7 News anchor Steve Saunders has been looking into the law and why so many teens are now in the job market, even working odd and some would say dangerous hours. Steve.
Yeah, at times it can be very dangerous. Well, clearly teens want the money. It's also a very good experience. And in this very tight job market, teens are definitely in demand. Now, if you are 16 or over, you can legally work up to 40 hours a week on just about any shift. But if you are 14 or 15, the laws are very different.
Kids probably, they want money, so they work hours, and places close later. People need food.
And even though it's dark and the money can make them targets, as a whole, teenagers are a pretty fearless group.
I'm not going to stop working late hours just because it happens, you know. Stuff like this does happen.
These are exactly the type of things that the child labor laws were designed to prevent.
Peter Mearsman is the president of the Colorado Restaurant Association. He says that if 15-year-old Nicholas Kunselman was, in fact, left to close that Subway store on Sunday night, it is inexcusable.
The child labor laws were established to protect children, and clearly a 15-year-old is still a child.
Colorado law is very specific about child labor. 14 and 15-year-olds can work no more than 6 hours a day and no later than 9:30 if the next day is a school day. Federal laws are even more stringent and apply to all companies that gross $500,000 a year or deal in interstate commerce, which even includes a business that accepts credit cards. The feds say 14 and 15-year-olds can work no more than 3 hours on a school day and no later than 7 p.m., 9 p.m. in the summer. Mearsman says not only is it the law, but it makes good business sense.
I mean, closing is a very important duty, and it's not something that just should be left to who's ever the last person in the establishment.
Counselors say it's up to parents to monitor their children's work habits.
And a parent should be questioning an employer when kids are being scheduled to work late hours.
Now, because of this incident, the Colorado Restaurant Association is holding a seminar on March 4th to provide employees with the latest information on keeping their employees safe and also remind them just what the laws are. Now, the association says this tight job market is absolutely no excuse for ignoring these laws.
Now, Steve, what is Subway saying tonight about these possible labor law violations.
Well, now, Subway has issued a release in which they say that for all of their franchises, they make it very clear to them what the federal laws are, also make it very clear to them that they are expected to be up to date on what individual state laws are as well. So that's the position from Subway tonight.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks. Tonight, Wyoming authorities capture a man wanted for a deadly shooting rampage. 31-year-old Charles Moses Jr. has been the subject of a massive manhunt. Police say he shot and wounded 2 Nebraska state troopers last weekend. Police say Moses also shot and killed a farmer near Paxton, Nebraska last night. Well, this afternoon, Moses led police on a high-speed chase through eastern Wyoming, ditching his car north of the town of Lusk. Just in the last hour, officers arrested Moses after he tried to break into a nearby farmhouse. Police say the farm owners subdued and disarmed Moses before they arrived.
Tonight, President Clinton is getting involved in the fight on cybercrime. A handful of big-name websites, including Yahoo, Amazon.com, and E-Trade, were hit by hackers last week. Today, the president met with computer experts to talk about tightening security on the Internet.
I don't think we should leave here with this vast sense of insecurity. We ought to leave here with a sense of confidence that this is a challenge that was entirely predictable. It's part of the price of the success of the Internet, and we're all determined to work together to meet it.
Tonight, investigators are looking for 2 alleged hackers called Coolio and Mafia Boy. Investigators say the 2 may know something about the cyber attacks, but neither is being called a suspect.
Denver's Mayor Webb wants you to stand up and be counted in the 2000 census. This vehicle will be traveling around the state in an effort to count every Coloradan. The census is critical to making sure we get our fair share from the feds.
We get federal funds based upon our population. If there's an undercount of how many people actually live in Denver, then we don't receive the amount of money that we're entitled to.
The money is used in hospitals, schools, and roads and social programs, and the information helps determine congressional representation. Estimates are about 70,000 Coloradans were missed in the last census. You can also make money on the census. Part-time workers are needed for about $12 an hour. Call 1-888-325-7733.
Bad hair day across Colorado, and you can blame today's windy weather.
Marty joins us from Weather Center 7 with all the blustery details, and hopefully these winds have died down finally.
Yes, they are, Mitch, like you'd know anything about a bad hair day. Really a very windy day across the state, not just the Front Range. In fact, the eastern plains of Colorado, the wind kicked up the dust and just about anything else it could pick up today. On I-76 today, just a massive dust storm, one of the byproducts of the very dry winter we have had in northeastern Colorado, losing a lot of soil out there this afternoon. Wind gusts along the Front Range from 30 to 50 miles an hour on the plains, and many times those winds were consistently blowing at those levels. Tomorrow, how about 5 to 15 miles an hour? We'll have partly cloudy skies in the morning, increasing clouds in the afternoon, and I will be bringing snow back into Denver's forecast during the 7-day. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
You gonna get back at him now?
Oh, you just wait. I'll get you. I'll get you.
Thanks, Marty.
It is a problem that affects millions of teens.
But it's something many parents don't see until it's too late. Teens are starving themselves to look thin. When it comes to the price of beauty, sometimes you can pay with your life.
Plus, Fire in the Hole will show you more of an explosive undertaking in the high country.
And later, the envelope, please. Find out which Hollywood stars did and did not pick up an Oscar nod today.
In sports, we'll have the latest on Shannon Sharp's journey around the country. And the Nuggets were on the road tonight in Minnesota trying to defend themselves against the Timberwolves. All the highlights are coming up.
Great job. Most everyone thinks about brushing their teeth, but do you ever think about your toothbrush?
Most people don't think about it at all. I don't give it a second thought.
Wednesday on 7 News, anchor Steve Saunders has some important tips for you and your family about toothbrushes. What's the best kind, how to take care of them, and how your toothbrush can make you or someone else sick. See why you could be brushing with trouble Wednesday on 7 News at 10. The reason to watch.
Some people are always thinking, obsessed with finding better answers and solutions. For them, there's Office.com, the new internet workplace with the tools and resources business people need most.
We can do this here.
Office.com, the new way to work. A service from Windstar.
I love this music. It's fabulous.
Denver's talking about Cozy 101.
Cozy plays my kind of music. There's
just no expressing it. It's a lot of fun.
I love the music on Cozy. Shania Twain, Fleetwood Mac.
The music on Cozy 101 it's great.
Cozy 101. That's my favorite. I love it.
It's the best station in Denver.
They play my favorite songs.
Celine Dion, Cher.
Like the spice, the variety.
You can listen to it all day long and never hear the same song twice.
Cozy 101.
It's great light rock.
All day long. It's the greatest.
When the ground gets covered with snow, Dodge Caravan's got you covered. Not just with sure-footed front-wheel drive. You can outfit Caravan with winter-beating options like traction control, anti-lock brakes, or the ultimate snow fighter, all-wheel drive. Right now, America's best-selling minivans even cover your budget with low 0.9 APR financing or a generous $1,500 cash allowance. Uncover a great deal on Caravan at your friendly Dodge dealer today.
They're bringing down the mountainside along Highway 285 near Conifer. CDOT crews blasted a rocky ridge near Windy Point today as part of the 285 widening project. A bulldozer finished off the job, pushing even more boulders over the cliff. 285 is being expanded to a 4-lane highway along this stretch.
The city sealed the deal for new development at the old Stapleton International Airport. The land has been sold to Forest City Enterprises. The $123.4 million deal will transform the old airport into one of the nation's largest urban communities, complete with new housing, new jobs, and open space areas. Progress on the first phase, including 1,100 homes and 900 apartment units, is expected by the year 23. As it develops, Stapleton will be copying a lot of what's going on at the former Lowry Air Force Base, and Stapleton will be happy if its development is as successful as Lowry. In just 6 years, there are now as many people living at Lowry as there were military personnel living there during its heyday. There just seems to be an incredible demand for new homes close to the core city.
The commute has just become miserable. And my wife works downtown, so we're looking to move back into the city.
Our work is closer. I work right down Alameda. My husband works at US West. And our commute has cut about $110 off our budget a month, and that's conservative.
Both Stapleton and Lowry are hoping to develop enough opportunities there that residents can do all their living and their working and playing in one spot.
From our Northern Bureau tonight, Fort Morgan High School students went back to school this morning, but they went back to a different building. The students are sharing the middle school until the end of the year because their school is closed. Tests found high levels of asbestos in the high school building earlier this month, so the state health department shut it down. To make sharing the middle school work, the high school students are attending classes every other day, and the school day itself is now 2 hours longer. And it could take until the end of the summer to make the high school building safe once again for those students.
Well, here's some good news. The wind is on its way out tonight, but snow may not be far behind.
Marty is next to let us know when and where. Also, would you recognize an eating disorder in your child? We'll show you what to look for.
I see dead people.
Plus, The Sixth Sense was just one of the big surprises in today's Academy Award nominations. Everyone's talking about Oscar when 7 News continues.
How do you improve the all-new full-size V8 Toyota Tundra? Simple. Just add a little more steel. Toyota Tundra. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now, during Toyota's National Truck Celebration, we'll match your cash down payment up to $1,000 on any Toyota truck, including Tundra. Toyota's National Truck Celebration. Now at your Toyota dealer.
If I could fall asleep right now, I'd get 6 good hours. I could still get 4 hours. 4 hours is okay. I've done without sleep before. I can do it again.
If you can't sleep, if things you've tried leave you groggy the next day, your doctor has an innovative approach to sleep therapy you should know about. Sleep Solutions from Searle.
Thanks to Stevenson Automotive's new website, stevensonauto.com. The same great selection you'll find on our lots can now be found online. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, shopping for the perfect vehicle is now virtually effortless.
Forsberg! Were you planning on joining the rest of the team for the third period? Or Coach, I couldn't decide between Indigo Blue and Victor Red.
stevensonauto.com.
The President's Day sale at Woodley's Fine Furniture is our biggest and best ever. This is Mike Woodley inviting you to visit a Woodley showroom and save 40% on quality furnishings for every room in your home. All our Woodley's brand oak, cherry, maple, and walnut furniture is built to last a lifetime. And with our widest selection ever, Woodley's has furnishings to suit every style and taste. For your best value in home furnishings, visit a Woodley's showroom today and see the difference quality can make.
7 News weather is brought to you by your Denver Front Range Jeep dealers.
Okay, no problem for these guys today, but I did have a hair problem today.
You saw me at 5 o'clock on the roof. Come on.
Yeah, well.
In Vegas, it was pretty
it was windy there, too. Only with you, we couldn't tell. Around here, it was very windy today. And now, tonight, it has died down in advance of the next storm. You know, one of the good things about the last couple of days, a lot of snow in mountain areas. Steamboat Ski Resort today, little tree skiing there in the Aspen Glades. Pretty good skier, too. That's Billy Kidd, as you look there. Tonight, great sunset along the Front Range as the clouds streamed over from the mountains. Beautiful color in the late afternoon. And some of those clouds have thickened up just a bit this evening in advance of the next system. You see the high clouds moving over the state now. The main part of this system, though, still off the coast of California. It will move into the state late tomorrow afternoon into the mountains, into Denver on Thursday. Outside now, just high clouds in the area. After a very mild day, wind pushed us to 56 degrees, 33 the overnight low this morning. 46 and 18 are the averages. Currently, we're still 45 degrees downtown. DIA, 30 southeast wind, 8 miles an hour, pressure rising 30.16. Tomorrow, I pointed out where that storm is. It'll be on the coast of California. Rain, snow in the Sierras, and very light snow late in the afternoon for the Colorado mountains. Not in the morning when you wake up, but you will see it after about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. On Thursday, however, this storm is going to slip into eastern Colorado, and with it, we're going to see much cooler air and moisture move across the state. By Thursday evening, we'll have light snow in the Front Range, and snow will increase in mountain areas. We will have yet another very nice snowstorm for the Colorado mountains as we move into the President's Day weekend. High clouds early in the day tomorrow. Again, late in the day, we're going to have this light snow developing, and measurable snow will start up about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. We're going to see that continuing till midnight, about 2 to 5 inches of snow by midnight tomorrow night. So fresh snow as you get out there on Thursday. Lows tonight, 20s in the east, teens in the mountains, teens and 20s in the west. Tomorrow, a cooler day. We're going to have clouds blowing over the Front Range, not as much wind, so it will be cooler. 40s in the northeast, near 50s southeast, 30s mountains, mid to upper 40s in the west. We'll start to cool it down as we head into the end of the week. The 7-day forecast tonight, just partly cloudy. Not a bad night. 25 the overnight low. Tomorrow, not nearly as windy, becoming cloudy by afternoon, 48 degrees. As we look at Thursday in the evening, a little light snow around here after a partly cloudy day in 42. Friday morning, snow clearing in the afternoon. 35 Friday, into the 40s for the weekend, into the 50s to start next week.
Wow, pretty mild.
It sure is. We're not going to get much snow out of this next system, I don't think, either.
Okay.
We'll just wait for the next one.
Okay.
All right, thank you,
We'll
Marty.
get hit. Well, most of us have been on a diet at one time, but now even children as young as 6 years old are becoming victims of eating disorders.
Because for many, being beautiful means being thin, but the price of beauty can be just far too costly.
7 News reporter Susan Suh joins us, and Susan, this problem seems to be getting worse.
Yes, because the illnesses are affecting younger children now. In this country, half the kids between 1st and 3rd grade want to be thinner. And because of that, more youngsters are taking drastic, deadly measures to lose weight.
Happy birthday, dear Erin. Happy birthday to you.
Erin Amity is celebrating more than her 17th birthday.
I'm glad I can finally not feel guilty about eating cake.
It's taken Erin several years to eat normally.
I think it started happening when I was in 8th grade. And I really didn't think that I was, developing an eating disorder or anything. I just thought that I just decided that I needed to lose a little bit of weight.
But Erin lost a lot more than a little bit of weight last summer.
I weighed like 106, this summer. And then I wanted to be 102, and then I got to 102, and that wasn't good enough. I wanted to be 97. I got to 97, and that wasn't good enough, so I wanted to be 92. And when I got to 92, that still wasn't good enough. So I wanted to be 85, and then I went into the hospital before I could get low enough to So it just was never good enough.
She lost 1.5 pounds a day, wasting away to just 89 pounds.
I stopped eating altogether, and I didn't eat anything for 2 weeks, and I only had 2 sips of water a day.
Erin's story is not unusual. What's even more alarming, the desire to be thin strikes children at much younger ages these days. Children as young as 6, 7, 8 years old are being treated for anorexia. Dr. Jennifer Hagman is the director of the Eating Disorder Treatment Program at Children's Hospital in Denver.
It used to be very rare. Infantile or childhood onset anorexia was something that was very rare, but we're seeing more cases. But at your younger ages, when you actually lose bone growth, you lose inches in growth and height, and you can become medically unstable much more quickly.
But Erin's mom had no idea Erin was starving to be thin.
There was a feeling that there was something going on, but I was, like a lot of parents, in denial. I didn't want to believe that my daughter had anorexia.
It's sort of scary to think that, I was 16 and, I could have died.
So what drives our kids to these deadly measures?
You weren't socially acceptable unless you were thin. So I thought, if I was going to have a happy life, I had to be thin.
These girls agree the message is clear, even at a very young age.
The magazines and the movies and the peer pressure at school are a lot.
There's always going to be that one girl that you want to look like.
I look in the mirror and I just saw myself probably 3 times bigger than I really was.
A big part of my life, depends on what my friends think of me.
Some of the girls would, tell you, they'd be like, okay, so how many meals did you eat today? And so everyone would tell each other how much they ate. And they'd be like, all right, let's try to eat less and less and less.
That's how it all started for Erin. She went on a diet.
I decided to stop eating, junk food and things like that. And it just kind of got worse from there.
And even though she still struggles with her illness today, Erin's now back to her normal weight. And she's eating almost everything.
It doesn't matter if you're 500 pounds or if you're 100 pounds, as long as you're a good person on the inside, that's all that really counts.
So how can you tell if your child is suffering from anorexia? Look for significant weight loss that's not related to a medical condition. Pay attention to abnormal eating habits like severe dieting or eating alone. See if your child is preoccupied with weight and body image. Have you noticed compulsive or excessive exercising? Is there evidence of isolation from family and friends? And if you want more information or if you want to get help, you can log on to our website, 7newskmgh.com. Mitch and Ann?
That's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Very. Thank you.
Thanks.
And we also want to mention that this is Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and the Children's Hospital is offering free confidential screenings. That's tomorrow from 1 to 3 in the afternoon.
Tom joins us to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp, I think I figured it out that he doesn't do interviews at altitude anymore.
Oh, is that
Yeah, but he was at sea level today, so we'll hear what Shannon Sharp had to say in Baltimore while he was visiting with the Ravens. Is he staying or going? We'll hear what Shannon had to say next. And Patrick Waugh wasn't too far away out. He was in Washington trying to beat the Capitals pretty much all by himself. Those highlights are coming up as well.
Notice where Chris Simon is, Joey.
Even with its impressive power, remarkable handling, and legendary capability, Jeep Grand Cherokee can still be leased for just $359 a month. Maybe that's why everyone's going out of their way to get a look at it. The $359 a month Grand Cherokee lease. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
From the start of each day to the end of each day, we're a curious people in a constant state of looking for this or that. We need to know things like where to go, what to see, what to do, and you'll find it in the Denver Post. We're right there next to you. It's today's headlines, tomorrow's sales. It's what's happening on Wall Street or just down the street. It's a relationship we've shared for over 100 years. The Denver Post. We are Colorado.
Welcome to Cost Cutters. How can we make your hair look great today?
At Cost Cutters, the look you want is the look you'll get.
Buy any free hair care products at Cost Cutters and you'll receive another product of equal or lesser value free. Choose from all our products, including Paul Mitchell, Biolage, Back to Basics, and Cost Cutters professional brands.
Visit Cost Cutters and tell us, how can we make your hair look great? Cost Cutters, your look, your way.
Road and Track says the muscular V6 gives it undeniable appeal. Open Road says this SUV is an all-star player. It's the V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki. And Motor Trend says it's a jewel. One test drive and you'll know why Motor Week says the Grand Vitara is the best small SUV of the year. And it's only at your Suzuki dealer. Lease a Grand Vitara for $235 a month for 48 months at your local Denver area Suzuki dealer.
Nuggets have had a bad habit lately of getting behind and having to dig out of that hole, haven't they?
Yeah, it was almost worse because they'd start out ahead. So you got teased a little bit, and then they'd fall behind. It looked like it was going to be another one of those tonight. Nuggets were facing another ugly loss tonight, repeating the collapse of 10 days ago to Minnesota. And just as is the case when they met in Denver, the Nuggets blew a late lead tonight in Minnesota. Now, it's the Nuggets' first game since the All-Star break, and they came out swinging. Posey to Dice, and he had 23-2 on the jam there. Then the Nuggets do a little fast break, and then this time Posey finishes things himself. The slam. Nuggets trying to end that 5-game losing streak, but they'd have to go through Kevin Garnett to do it, and he was his usual self. How about this big finish? The twisting reverse jam on the lob. 24 points and 11 boards for KG, but one highlight was rejected. Rafe LaFrance says, not tonight. They go to overtime, tied at 100. Van Exel hit a three from right about here to help him get to overtime, and he hits one right there in overtime to get the Nuggets off the hook. They win it 107-104. In Chicago tonight, Phil Jackson coached for the first time since the '98 championship. A warm welcome. Tonight, his Lakers had to turn it on in the fourth quarter to beat the lowly Bulls. Kobe Bryant with a soaring slam dunk. Lakers beat the Bulls 88-76. Really strange note tonight. You're not going to believe this. Dennis Rodman was ejected tonight in Dallas. Strange, isn't it? After picking up a couple of technicals, he had some choice, loud words for the officials. Then he took some time out to give his jersey to a young woman with a child. Before leaving, he was the victim of a hug attack. Managed to escape that. College hoop Nick Moore at 22. CU beat mighty Texas Pan American up in Boulder. Avalanche were in the wrong place to try and recuperate from their loss to Detroit on Sunday night. In Washington, facing one of the hottest teams and doing it without Peter Forsberg and Adam Foote again. Avs would have a tough time of it with Ole the goalie. Olaf Kolzig stops Chris Drury here in the first period with a sprawling save. Cap scored first, the second period power play. Adam Oates behind the net to Chris Simon. The former Av gets his 18th of the year, made it 1-0. The Avs would draw even later in the period. Deadmarsh's stop. Milan Hajduk, though, cashes in the rebound. His 26th of the year. Final moments of the second period. Sergei Gonchar to Adam Oates. He just beats the buzzer. And, of course, with a 10th of a second, if Adam Oates scores, you kiss your date in Washington. I guess that's what happens. Avs took their cuts in the third period. Brian Rolston hits some iron here. The Avs are out of first place. They lose it tonight 2-1, and Edmonton won in Nashville. Well, the Broncos are still holding out hope they might re-sign Shannon Sharpe, but today the Baltimore Ravens made their pitch to Shannon, and boy, did they ever lay out the red carpet. How could Shannon pass on a team that put together this kind of reception? Of course, yesterday that sign said Troy Drayton, and tonight it says Ben Coates. Anyway, it sounds like Shannon came away impressed.
How many do you have on your short list? How many teams?
It's 2.
Denver and Baltimore?
Is this the place?
How about talking with Ozzie Newsome, talking about the trade with Ozzie? I mean, he set the standard for tight end.
I told him he's the second best tight end to ever play.
The money is always a factor. It is. But for someone like Shannon Sharpe at this point in his career, it's one of the rare things where all things being equal or being close, he has an agenda, and we'll see where that leads.
Here in Colorado, the Broncos were entertaining guests as well. San Francisco free agent defensive tackle Junior Bryant and Redskin defensive back Matt Stevens. We're looking into possible employment opportunities here with the home team. Barry Sanders owes the Detroit Lions some money. An arbitrator said that Sanders will have to pay back part of his $11 million signing bonus in yearly chunks, $1.8 million a year until his contract expires in 2002. Today, Ray Lewis posted a $1 million bond and left in Atlanta jail, heading straight back to his home in Maryland. Today was his first taste of freedom since his arrest on murder charges, January 31st. Finally, the top dog was crowned tonight in New York, and just as I had predicted, Samantha, the English Springer Spaniel, cashed in for all the hardware. The 5.5-year-old daughter of the 1993 champ won Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club show tonight. That's it for Samantha, having won her 50th title tonight. She now retires to become a mom and hopefully won't have that woman digging her fingernails into her chin anymore.
No kidding.
And you knew it.
Congratulations. Thanks. Good job. Let go of it.
We'll be back in a moment.
I'm not going to become one of those old men.
lawn chairs on driveways. And regret adventures I never took.
Why do you think God made dogs? Maybe he figured relationships were complicated enough, and it might be nice to have someone who'd never second-guess you or say, we need to talk. So how can we thank them for simply making us happy? How about some new Milk-Bone ham and cheesers? Delicious treats that smell like, well, ham and cheese. Soft and chewy, but they're still pure Milk-Bone. You see, a simple thank you is best. Milk-Bone, for the dog in your life.
Oh, ma'am. I think you dropped it.
Toss it back in.
Hello? I haven't forgotten. On the way.
50 states, one rate, no roaming, and no long-distance charges. AT&T Digital One Rate, now starting at $59.99. So reconnect. There's no reason not to.
Can you put out the garbage? Just kidding.
Foley's President's Day sale starts tomorrow. Check today's paper for 12 bonus coupons, good through Friday.
Where it all starts, where it gets good.
Want a little taste of Italy? Then try the new Italian Chicken Crisp from Burger King for just 99 cents. It's zesty marinara sauce, juicy all-white meat chicken, and mozzarella cheese. The delicious Italian Chicken Crisp, just 99 cents for a limited time. Only at Burger King.
Coming up tomorrow morning on 7 News at 5 and 6 a.m.
George W. Bush and John McCain went head-to-head tonight again. We'll have the highlights from the debate as another primary vote nears. Now, the preliminary numbers so far show both men in a dead heat. We'll have a new look at the polls following the debate.
Plus, the Oscar nominations are in. Is one of your favorites among them? We'll take a better look at all the nominees and their chances at taking home Oscar. Plus, more news, weather, and traffic.
So join us on 7 News at 5 and 6 a.m.
And speaking of that, Hollywood was up early this morning for breakfast with Oscar.
Tonight, the Academy Award nominations are in, and we have a look at the shoo-ins, surprises, and snubs.
Meryl Streep received her 12th acting nomination for her role in Music of the Heart. That ties the record held by Katharine Hepburn.
Honey.
Joining her in the Best Actress category, Annette Bening for American Beauty, Julianne Moore from The End of Affair. Golden Globe winners Janet McTeer of Tumbleweeds, and Hilary Swank in Boys Don't Cry. The Hurricanes' only nomination is for Denzel Washington as Best Actor. Other nominated thespians, Kevin Spacey in American Beauty, Sean Penn in Woody Allen's Sweet and Lowdown, Russell Crowe from The Insider, and 79-year-old Richard Farnsworth becomes the oldest actor to receive a nomination for his role in The Straight Story.
Smile, you're Mr. Smiley. Would you like to try our new beef and cheese pot pie on a stick, just $1.99 for a limited time only?
American Beauty leads all movies with 8 nominations, including Best Picture. Also vying for the top award, The Cider House Rules from the best-selling novel by John Irving. The Green Mile from a Stephen King serial about magic among death row prison guards. The Insider, about a tobacco industry whistleblower. And a little boy who sees ghosts. The Sixth Sense was a big hit at the box office and with Academy voters.
I see dead people. And that little boy you just saw is among the other notable nominees. 11-year-old Haley Joel Osment is nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Even Austin Powers picked up a nomination for Best Makeup. The most notable snub from the Academy, Jim Carrey was passed over again, despite his Golden Globe acting win for Man on the Moon.
And now that the nominations are out, everyone can predict the winners. Tonight in our 7 News web poll, we want to know what you think should win Best Picture. So far, The Sixth Sense leads the pack with 39%. Log on to our website, 7News, KMGH.com, and pick your favorite. And you can see the 72nd Annual Academy Awards right here on Channel 7, live from the Shrine Auditorium in L.A., Sunday, March 26th, so mark the calendars.
We'll do it.
Okay.
All right, with that, thanks for watching.
Good night.
No feeling like this, Joe. This is what we all work for.
7 News is closed caption for the hearing impaired.